Students, this is week number 1, which will start from 6th April to 10th April. In this whole week, I will provide you every or very important and practical based lessons. I hope you will enjoy it and then make it practice. So let's come to our topic, that is story writing. Dear students, there are different types of stories like fairy tale, adventurous tales, horror stories, etc. And every story deals with different genres. But today's story is a traditional story which will start with the given starter. Before begin my lesson, I want to share few points how to write a story. Here is a short view of a few important points which will be discussed thoroughly in next slide. To write a story, we need to create or develop characters. They can be real or fictitious. Then establish a plot. Plot teaches us about human behavior or actions. Next, we need to define narration perspective. Narration perspective refers to a set of features determining the way a story is told and what is told. It includes the person who is telling the story or the narrator, as well as the character from whose point of view the story is told. After that, you need to make a rough draft in which you can edit or design your story. After making rough draft, you need to recheck it and then write your original story. Before discussing the format of the story thoroughly, I just go through the objective of today's lesson. In first objective, my focus is on students' writing skills by preparing different stories. In next objective, after writing a story, you need to check it by yourself or through peer checking and find out errors. In third objective, you need to reflect or review the story in such a way that you have added all main features, that are characters, plot, setting, problem, resolution. As we have already highlighted main features of a story, we will discuss every feature one by one. The first and foremost important element of the stories are setting and characters. Number 1, characters and setting. Characters are people who play different actions according to their task. Second important thing is setting. Setting is basically a place or venue where story is set or written. For example, setting can be a forest, zoo, house, school, park, or any other place. Okay, next important thing, that is the third element of the story, it is plot. Plot is the third important feature of a story which revolves around the characters. It is basically a series of events and characters lead to different situations and actions. Fourth important element of feature of the story is conflict or problem that emerges among different characters. The next important element is theme, that is an idea in a story. The last element is resolution, which means the problem faced by characters is resolved. It's not compulsory that every story ends at happy or sad ending. My next slide is about a story that has also few important features. Actually, here I have integrated it with your comprehension of the Shield of Kindness that was taken from Language Tree, where you felt that there are features of traditional tales. The format of the story is same, but here plot, characters, conflict, repetition are defined specifically different. In traditional tales, There are typical characters which behave differently and are opposite of fairy tale, adventurous and horror stories. Here I will just give you a little view of the next slide that is based on specific characters that are also called typical characters. Here you can see that I have mentioned few important characters that you will come across especially in traditional tales. So the first one is trickster. If in a traditional tale you want to add a character and he is called a typical character, so he must be clever and wily. If there is a king, he is often proud and foolish. If there is a father, he is often harsh and mother is often always dead. If there is a stepmother, she is often declared as cruel. So third, child. So at the end when there is a resolution of the story, so always hero or heroines win. So in specifically traditional tale, often the third child often wins in the end. Actually, when or if you have read your traditional tale, so you can see that actually there were 3 sons and 1 father, and the father set a target. He had tested his sons by giving a thing that who will do it properly. So similarly, the third child, actually he was the hero of that story and he won at that time. So if there is a monster or a wicked person, he is often declared as cruel or greedy. Students, I hope you have grasped the lesson well. For written practice, I have given a written assignment of story which has a question and starter. So you will start your story with a given starter and keep all elements of the story in your mind. Before writing it, please follow the word limit that is given with the question. I have also sent resource from where you can take help to write a good story. So in the class assignment, you can see a question. I am reading the question for your convenience here. Write a story with the given starter between 100 to 150 words. Dear students, you can see here that there is a heading of story starter and the starter is given. I am reading it just for your convenience. The beach was astonishingly beautiful, but I will never want to go back. So here the last word, want to go back. From here you will start your story and you will follow the word limit. Thank you so much and God bless you guys. Allah Hafiz.